Hello and welcome to Carpenter Stadium, home of the East High Blue Aces, where here tonight your Kapaun Crusaders are heading into week 2 of their season. Impressive win last week, 55-0 against South, of course, ending in the third quarter due to forfeit. And we're here tonight. I'm Gabe Bryanbach.
I'm Sophie Jamino, and we're happy to be here. Blue Aces, coached by Brian Byers, lost last week to Hayes, 35-6. They're looking to get a win on their record tonight. One threat will be their quarterback, number 15, Deontay Mitchell. And hopefully Kapaun's offense is going to be able to counter that with using one of their key players, Nathan Thangvall, who led the team in receiving yards last week.
Speaking of the passing game, it looked phenomenal last week. Solid quarterback play from sophomore Dylan Hamilton. He had 108 yards, and that's phenomenal for his debut.
Yeah, and of course, one of those touchdowns, 24-yard reception, came from Isaac Schmitz, and he can sure kick, pick, and get the 6.
That's right. And we can't forget about the rush attack that accounted for more than 380 yards last week. That group, of course, led by sophomore Mario Elias and senior Austin Ruda, both of whom had 2 touchdowns. Smith even got in on the action with a 50-yard jet sweep that gave him a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Mario Elias with 121 yards last week. Austin Ruda with nearing 100. And, also sophomore Henry Chrisman got in the fun. We were winning by so much. So all of those touchdowns just contributed to the win. And now let's talk about defense, Gabe.
If we're going to talk about defense, it was great last week as well. They were able to contain South star TJ Neal, the quarterback, and the defensive line looked great. They were able to stop runs early, and the linebackers there and made sure nothing got to the second level. And anytime South decided to pass, the secondary wasn't giving up anything to South.
Yeah, exactly. If our Kapaun's defense could just keep it up today against Blue Aces, we're going to do great. And now let's talk about special teams, Gabe.
Of course, can't forget about kicker and punter Isaac Smith, who had a phenomenal week, showing what he can do out there. There was a failed PAT, but that wasn't really his fault. Bad snap. It happens. And that's to be expected when you're absolutely dominating all 3 phases of the game, as Isaac Smith is. He's a cornerback. He's a wide receiver, a kicker, and a punter. There's not much more you can ask him to do. It's insane. He had 8 kickoffs, 7 of which are touchdowns. That's an 87.5 percentage that you never see in high school football. That's insane.
It's crazy, honestly.
He really is number 10 on the field and number 1 in my heart. He is just phenomenal.
So thank you guys for listening to our pregame broadcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Sophie Jamino.
And I'm Gabriel Bryanbach. And that'll be all.
She hasn't ended it yet.